supposed to have the clock on right now.
I thought you did.
And I don't feel very good about myself. I fuck with people on the internet that I don't even know that well because it makes me feel better. Ooh, it makes me feel better. But the dopamine, it doesn't even last that long. And now the dopamine's gone. When I don't feel very good about myself, I fuck with people on the internet that I don't even know that well because it makes me feel better. Ooh, it makes me feel better. But the dopamine, it doesn't even last that long. And now the dopamine's gone.
What is up, guys? I'm back. We got I'm missing a light up here. I just realized. What is it? Nah, I don't like that. All right. We got a crazy show. Welcome to Versus. We are going to be talking. In fact, I forgot what we're going to be talking about. It's because I have focal retrograde amnesia, I think. I just can't even remember. Maybe I'm going to remember in a little while that I'm a spy. Or maybe we're going to talk about spy movies. Yes, we have some awesome subjects for tonight. Holy crap. Long Kiss Goodnight versus The Bourne Identity. That's right, I said it. Bourne Identity. But first, the light's fixed. That's so weird. All right. That wasn't supposed to take that long. Before I get into that, guys, let's get my buddy Curtis in here. Curtis, you're facing the wrong way, my friend.
Hello, Clint.
Hello there. How are you today?
I'm very well, thank you. Very well.
You are.
Couldn't let that light go, could you, buddy?
I couldn't, man. It was really messing everything up here. So I had to fix it, and I did. How you doing, Curtis?
Too, Mel. I'm doing very well.
Awesome.
I would like to say, real quick, my son asked me to tell you, my son, Conan Baker, asked me to tell you that, that he told me to tell you that you are super cool. He loves the Doctor Strange video.
That's cool.
He's been singing it nonstop. And that he loves that you can talk to dogs.
I do talk to dogs.
Your dog.
It's one of my secret talents is talking to dogs. There we go. Man, I had my audio's been all screwed up, but now it's all better. And dude, give your son a high five for me, man.
I sure will.
Do that, please. That's awesome.
And he was like, "So is he my cousin or is he my uncle?" And I was like, "Well, he's just he's Uncle Clint. He's Uncle Clint."
Yeah,
so
just say yes. Yeah, I'm your uncle. Just say yes. That's awesome, man. Well, what do you get? Let's talk to some people in the chat real quick. See how they're doing. Hello. Let's see here. Oh, sorry to Raj for falling asleep last week. It was very late. Dude, we kept talking and talking and talking.
We just kept going. No sweat.
I think we broke some kind of record. It was a long stream. And it was a lot of fun. Thank you for you guys who hung out for that. Yeah, talk to me real quick, Curtis. I want to make sure we're the same level.
Yeah, last week we went for a good while.
Yeah.
And yeah, thank you for hanging out. But we understand, like, it's, I don't have work in the morning. Clint doesn't have, you got work, but not, is it in the morning? I don't know.
It's not in the morning. I don't ever
So,
get up in the morning. Are you kidding?
we can, I mean, we can go for a while longer. We understand. It's not, you're not hurting our feelings.
Yeah.
We love you guys. Thank you for coming.
Well, let's talk about the movies we're going to be doing today.
Yes, let's.
Yes. First, like I said before, we got Long Kiss Goodnight, and we got Versus The Bourne Identity. And Identity. I always say identity, but it's Identity.
That's probably how I say it too. Identity.
Identity.
But
Yeah, that's I never realized till just now.
Sounds more
Identity. Have you experienced identity theft? Have you experienced identity theft? That's how I would say it.
That's how they say it. And that's why people buy it. They're like, I haven't experienced identity theft, but I don't want to deal with identity theft.
That's right. A secret identity. Identity. Now it sounds like Paschetti to me for some reason. Well, the first movie we got, we're going to be talking about. Oh boy! The first one is called The Bourne.
Norbit.
Where are you there? Bourne Identity. Bourne Identity. What is the synopsis on this movie? The story of a man, Matt Damon, salvaged near death from the ocean by an Italian fishing boat. When he recuperates, the man suffers from total amnesia without identity. Not a Bourne identity, without identity or background, except for a range of extraordinary talents in fighting, linguistics, and self-defense that speak of a dangerous past. He sets out on a desperate search, assisted by the initially rebellious Marie, to discover who he really is and why he's being lethally pursued by assassins. Holy smokes, when you're being pursued by assassins, it's no joke, you know? You know what I'm saying? That's going to be the second movie we talk about. The first movie we talk about
came out first.
Yes, and it's this beautiful gem.
This motherfucking movie.
Movie. It's called Long Kiss Goodnight. This one is starring Gina Davis and Samuel Jackson. This one is a classic. I saw this in the theater in high school, man. Me and my buddy Chris Clint went and saw this, and we laughed the entire time. Anybody around at that time fell in love with Samuel Jackson because of Pulp Fiction. And here's what the movie's about. Police officers... Is this right? Police officers Ray Tango and... Why do they have Tango and Cash? They really do. I'm not shitting you. That's hilarious. The...
Go ahead and read it. Just read it.
No, I'm not going to do that. I'm going to read the real thing. That's hilarious. It was Tango and Cash's synopsis. How hilarious. The Long Kiss Goodnight is a 1996 American action thriller film co-produced and directed by Rennie Harlan, who was Gina Davis's husband at the time, and produced by Shane Black and Stephanie Austin, with screenplay written by Black. It stars Gina Davis, Samuel Jackson, Tom Armandez, Yvonne Zima, blah, 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 all of the other people. The story follows an amnesiac. I've never heard that word. Amnesiac school teacher, who's Gina Davis, who is a school teacher who has focal retrograde amnesia, who sets out to rediscover her identity with the help of a private detective. That's weird. Two CIA people or government assassins that are trying to find their true identity. Identity. Yeah, Private Detective Jackson, when they discover a dark conspiracy that some people think was a foreshadowing of 9/11, which is crazy. I don't know if you've heard that theory, but I watched a video on that.
I have not.
It was put out by Anonymous, which was crazy. Of course, any anonymous person can say they're anonymous. You just need the screen cover for the CD cover for V for Vendetta, and then you're like, hey, I'm part of Anonymous. Yeah, dude, I'm gonna try and fix something. Your glasses are making a weird thing. So
I don't.
if you angle
thank
your
you.
camera down a
Wow.
little bit, it doesn't do that as much.
But that's why I haven't been wearing them, because it bothers the crap out of me when I see it.
There you go. There you go. Now you have a soul. Now you have a soul.
Thanks.
Yes, sir. That was super weird. Tango and Cash. Why would you do that to us? I'm gonna read
Because Tango and Cash is awesome. I mean, but
yeah, why would they do that? So, I have the cast for Long Kiss. Let's read that just for fun. Police officers Ray Tango, Sylvester Stallone, and Gabe Cash, Kurt Russell, are narcotic experts working to bring down a drug lord, Yves Perret, Jack Palance. Hey, I like Jack Palance. In an attempt to stymie their efforts. Dude, this is great. We gotta do Tango and Cash sometime in the near future. Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Now we're partying. All right, so let's talk about the movie, man. Long Kiss Goodnight. Here's the poster for it. Maybe. Come on now.
Yes. Yep. That's it.
There it is. All right, and this one thing about this, Gina Davis is she blew up at this time. She was in Beetlejuice. She was in Thelma and Louise, doing all these different things, and in this movie, she was ripped. She got ripped, and this is what we remember her as in Beetlejuice. She got ripped, and like, I think they were going for like, hey, we want to give you like a well-rounded career, and so we're gonna go ahead and give you here's a role where you get to be like the sexy thing. So she probably did some extra working out and whatnot, and it's funny
Linda
because
Hamilton style.
yeah, it's really funny to watch this movie because I think of Gina Davis as a wholesome actress for the most part, but in this she's dropping F-bombs like crazy. She has a nude shower scene even. I'm like, dude, they're really pushing this dark side down our throats. You know what I mean? It was like, it almost feels a little bit forced, even though it's a delight and Gina Davis is smoking hot. Like, I'm like,
amazing.
yeah, she's amazing. She's also a genius. Like, she's got 140 IQ. She's an Olympic level. She almost qualified for the Olympics in archery, which is crazy. And she's just a very talented actress, and she's just awesome. I've always loved Gina Davis.
Yeah, like this movie. So I didn't see it in theaters. You said you saw it in theaters.
Yeah.
I did not see it in theaters. And yes, as Phil says, at the time it was her husband who directed it. But like, I saw this on DVD, afterwards. And I didn't go to the movies a lot, and whenever I did, it was whatever the girl wanted to see. I don't know, and
It's still that, right?
I mean, well,
it's what happens when you get married. It's whatever they
I
want to
run
see.
the TV. Yeah, she sees the movies. I run the TV though. Like, but this fucking movie has been like, this has been one of my favorite action movies, period, forever. And this was before a lot of representation things. I don't think it was made for that. I don't think it was. It was just made to be a damn good movie. Give us a.
Phil said, somebody said it's not working, but I can hear you sing.
Yeah, I got you.
I don't think it was made for that.
Yeah, seems to be working.
Yeah.
It sounds like your YouTube isn't working. So you were saying?
Yeah, it was, for representation and stuff like that, which, the idea is that we get past representation, and it's just a good movie. And that's what this was, man. It was just a good movie, and it was a female lead, and it just kicked ass, this was a damn good movie. And that's the thing, that she plays, like you were saying, she plays the wholesome character so well. That's what was part of the movie, the contrast between that wholesome teacher's character, which you expected her to be. And then when she goes into the action role, she full balls goes into that action
Yeah.
role. Like, I'm an Arnold fan, I'm a Sly fan, and like she just fucking goes like she's toe to toe with him, man. Like she just like kicks ass so much. And then you got Sam Jackson in it. Like has been one of my favorite action movies for a long time. I can't believe that it's I don't want to say underrated because everybody that sees it loves it, but not forgotten, just underappreciated.
Yeah.
We'll say that.
It's kind of a sleeper. Yeah. Like, dude, this movie, it's funny watching it now. It like definitely looks like an 80s movie. It's a 90s movie, but it's like old. It's got that old
school action,
action movie feel, and it's a lot of fun. She's pretty badass. Samuel Jackson, he's got so many lines, and this is one of his favorite movies. When you ask him what his favorite movie that he's done, and that dude has done 100 movies, you know what I mean? And like you ask him what his favorite, this is up there. I think
one of his top 5. Yeah, it's in his top 5.
I think it's because he just got to be funny and cool. You know what I mean? It's like, hey, and this guy is just a sleazy detective. It's hilarious when they're driving down the road and there's a girl jogging and he's like, oh damn, did you see that? Oh, he's not even trying to hide it, and she's like, what? She's like, oh my god, you got to see boobs, and he's like, man, you can see those things coming around the corner. You got time to comb your hair and shit, like, you don't expect that, and it's just Sam Jackson getting to cut loose and be hilarious. There's so many times he gets blasted out of windows in this movie where he's like, ah! And there's something about the pitch of Samuel Jackson's voice. It's very recognizable that it's him, and it's the same pitch you get when he's like, I don't remember asking you a god, and you hear him go, ah! When he flies out the window, and you can't help but double over laughing. It's hilarious. Like he's so funny in this movie. Other fun stuff in this movie was like he was doing a da-na-na-na-na, gonna go to the kitchen and get a beer da-na-na-na, throughout the whole movie, which is really funny. And then he goes to the men's room and he's like da-na-na-na-na, gonna go shake hands with the man da-na-na, which was hilarious. There's a bunch of funny ones, but yeah, there's some reoccurring things in this. Also with like Gina Davis too, where she figures out she can cut fruit or cut carrots really fast, and she's like, teachers do that, and then it keeps coming back. Chefs. Yeah, that's what it was. Chefs do that. Yeah, and it keeps coming back.
She's like, I must have been a chef in my former life. I must have been a chef. It's like, no, you were an assassin. Like, but she's like, oh, chefs do that. Yeah.
Yeah, chefs do that. It was hilarious. Shake hands, man. Yeah, at the end, Sammy Jackson also busts out with the "You can't kill me, motherfuckers!" Like it's the best line in the movie. Like,
and it opens with like because you think he's been killed off. Spoilers for a 30-year-old movie now. You think he's been killed off because he's been shot several times, and whenever it cut, like Gina Davis is in a bad way, and then she's like, "Somebody please help us!" She's talking on this microphone, like or on the CB radio. "Somebody please help us! Somebody please!" And then it cuts to Sam, and in the background it plays, and he goes. You can't kill me, motherfuckers.
Yeah, dude. Like, it's funny.
So badass.
They originally killed him off in that movie, but they tested it, and people were getting so pissed off that he got killed in this movie.
Yeah.
They were like, dude, we got to bring him back. And so that wasn't originally, he was just supposed to die a hero trying to save the daughter. Yeah. And they were like, no, he has to come back. So they brought him back.
A character like that, their only strength is I'm fucking tough. You're not gonna fucking kill me. That's their strength. Like that's their superpower. Like you can beat shit out of me all day long, but I'm not gonna die. Like,
yeah. Oh, it's so good. The whole cast is good. Gina Davis, Sam Jackson, Craig Berko. He was the scuzzy bad guy that might be the girl's father.
Yeah, and I don't like. I was wondering about him. Rewatching it again, like, why wasn't he in more things? Like, he's a damn good looking dude. Like he was a good looking dude. He did well in this movie. Like, I wonder what happened with him.
He plays a good douchebag too.
He
For
definitely
sure.
does.
Brian Cox is in this. That guy's a fine Uncle Argyle. He's a fine actor. He's also in Succession. If you haven't seen Succession, have you seen that show?
Brian Cox.
Yeah.
No, I have not. I haven't seen Succession, but you know what else Brian Cox is in?
I said he's Uncle Argyle in Braveheart.
Yeah, but you know what else he's in?
What else is he in? Wait, he's also he also a Striker, isn't he? Isn't he Striker? Or am I mixing him up with somebody else in a Wolverine movie? What else is he?
He's in Born Identity.
Well, look at there. I'll be damned.
He plays the same damn character.
Yeah, he just looks like he's in the CIA. That's all.
He shaved his beard. He just shaved. That's the only difference. He shaved his beard in Born Identity.
He plays Ward Abbott. Damn right he does. I like Melina kind of Kared. I can't even say her last name. Greek last name. The secretary. It was hilarious. The freaking movie starts, and Sam Jackson busts in with some dude in bed with some girl, and he was like, "Yeah, right. All right, we'll keep this quiet. But you're gonna pay." The bum starts puking, all this stuff, and he was like, "I could tell by your choice," and basically, he's like, "By your choice of prostitutes that you're in hard times, but you're gonna have to pay up." And she's his accomplice, and he's like insulting her at the same time. I thought that was hilarious. Yeah. It's really good. How we doing in the chat, guys? How y'all doing? Have y'all seen this movie? What do you guys think of A Long Kiss Goodnight? Basically, she is. What were you gonna say?
No, well, I was gonna say Mel hadn't seen it. Mel, get on it and see it. This is one of the best action movies of that time period.
It's a school teacher who doesn't know who she was. She's got amnesia, and then as things unfold, she starts figuring out who she is, and it's wild. It's a wild, crazy story.
And so she's a school teacher who wakes up with amnesia, and she's pregnant, and she has a child. She gets a new husband, has this wonderful life, and that's the thing. When the guy breaks in, one of the best scenes of the whole fucking movie. When the guy breaks in, and the guy that breaks out of prison, and he comes in to attack her, and he blows a hole in the wall, and she grabs a kid and fucking chucks it through the hole in the wall to the treehouse. It's like, this chick's badass. She's like, boom, like she's get the kid out of here. Let's go. She's so fucking awesome.
Yeah, it's not genre masher. I mean, it's just all action. You got a whole bunch of people who all of a sudden they see her as Mrs. Claus in the Christmas parade, which a lot of people don't count this as a Christmas movie, but this is a Christmas movie.
It is.
Yeah,
and I'm glad. Yeah, I'm gonna watch it every Christmas now.
We could throw this in with Die Hard, the other non-Christmas movie, and the people love to argue about that, but yeah. But yeah, so they see her on TV, and all of a sudden everybody's like, "What? She's alive!" Because everyone thought she was dead, and all hell breaks loose, and they got to get rid of her. She's a killer, and it's very similar synopsis to Born Identity. Which is funny, but I didn't notice that.
It's very similar. Well, and what's great too is so she's that character. And then the Charlie Baltimore, her assassin character, starts to take over, and wants to be the non-caring assassin again. So you got these two parts of her psyche battling with each other, and so she even tries to have sex with Samuel L. Jackson. And he realizes, he's like, "You're trying to kill the school teacher." He's like, "That's what you're doing. You're not doing this for me. You're trying to do this to," he's like, "I do it right now, but you're trying to kill the school teacher, and I like that school teacher." And then
he even busts out a photo. Here's your of his daughter. And,
this is your fucking
of her daughter.
This is your daughter, and he's like, and at the end, like she compromises both of these. Like she makes this compromise, like yeah, I part of me is a school teacher, and yeah, part of me is this assassin, super killer, and like she cares about her daughter and wants to save her, and like that's what just it just drives the movie after that. It's such a good film.
Yeah, really good. Yeah, David Morse is in it too. There's a lot of good people in this movie. I remember like being taken back though by how intense she was when I saw it. I'm like, whoa, Gina Davis is. I mean, she busts out like. There was a couple of them here. I got some. She says, "Suck my mother." At one point, and I'm like, what? And then she's like, kills the bad guy, says, "Die screaming, mother," and I'm like, whoa. And I was like, man, that's a.
I mean, it'd be like,
die screaming, mother. So I was trying to do the air horn. Yeah, and I was like, wow, they're really, and it's kind of corny, but it's like, dude, they're really pushing it home how bad Gina is,
Yeah, but she pulled it off, I think. I mean, it's kind of like imagining Martha Stewart. Martha Stewart's not an actress or something like that, but the way she was portrayed and stuff like that, like just all turning into this badass, and like, and when she does it, like that's the thing too. It's not like necessarily a choice, it's like a necessity. It's kind of like we've been watching Moon Knight. When the shit hits the fan, like he in Moon Knight or the first episode, he clicks over and it just happens, and then slowly it becomes more of a choice, and that's. Did Moon Knight rip off Long Kiss Goodnight?
Well, you can imagine. I mean, this movie goes the way you would expect. She's got amnesia. She pops up. Somebody recognizes her. People start trying to find her. Something comes up where like they used her credit card somewhere or a check or something got flagged where the detective, because there had been PIs that they've hired, all of a sudden gets a ping on something, so they go to check it out. So then he goes back, says, "Hey, give me some more money because I found a lead on your case that's years old. Let's okay." So they go to investigate and get a hold of these people, and as they keep going, the government starts trying to track her down, and they have all kinds of wiretaps and whatnot. And as she's cracking the mystery of people that she used to know, they keep showing up at places that, okay, cool, meet me at this cafe, and then all of a sudden they show up, and bottom line, if you're a viewer of movies and TV, you can guess that at some point either the daughter or the husband or the daughter and husband are going to end up in a compromised position, and she's going to have to use her old skills to rescue them. And it turns out to be in fact, I forgot what happened to the husband. Did he just spontaneously combust?
He just disappeared.
He just disappeared.
No. At the end, he shows back up and he's like, "Hi, everything's fine. I didn't do anything."
Yeah. So and there's a big plot to destroy the world, and basically they're going to do a fake terrorist thing.
Attack.
Yeah, and like this is pretty much. It was interesting. Like if you look up the video, they're like, this is foreshadowing. They said basically after the first World Trade Center bombing in '93, we've been having a hard time, and our funding is being limited, and we're just going to have to. They paved the way for what we're doing now. We're going to have to just do a fake. Like a fake terrorist attack to get some money out of Congress, and they'll just blame it on the Muslims. So we're just gonna go ahead and do this, and they're like, "You're gonna fake 4,000 deaths," and they're like, "Well, unfortunately, I don't know how to fake 4,000 deaths, so we're gonna kill 4,000 people, and then I get my funding back." And I'm like, "Whoa!" And so yeah, there's a bunch of online stuff saying, "Oh wow, it's foreshadowing." I think it's a little nuts, but but it's interesting that people are years later are bringing up Long Kiss Goodnight. Wait, is this Men in Black? No, that was last week, Phil. So yeah, all the conspiracy theorists are like, holy moly. So anyway, bomb, kid, of course, the kid ends up close to the bomb. Gina Davis has to save them, they're about to get killed, and as Curtis said before, when things couldn't get any more glum and dangerous and dark, you hear the echoing scream, "You can't kill me, motherfucker!" And Sam Jackson flies through the air, saves the day, picks him up, and they make it out of there. And then with the most intense explosion you've ever seen, it blows the car off of the bridge to Canada. This is going on up near Niagara Falls. Yeah, the back of the car's on fire. It's like, it's crazy. And and then after that, all is good. And you see Gina Davis driving in her Thelma and Louise getup in a convertible, with a briefcase, riding shotgun, full of money. And the president calls her and says, "Hey, any chance you'll come back and work for the government again?" And she says, "Not a chance, sir. But could you do me a favor? Pan to Larry King live show with Samuel Jackson playing Mitch. You know, he's Mitch, getting interviewed by Larry King." And what did he say? It's hilarious. So
he said, well, the problem is...
what she failed to realize is I'm always frank and earnest with women. In Chicago, I'm frank, and in New York, I'm earnest.
And it just cracked Larry King up.
Yeah, they're just like, oh, okay. Oh, it's so good. Yeah, there's so many, which just totally spells out Sam Jackson's character in this movie. It was hilarious.
Yeah. But what was great though at the same time is that, so earlier they had a scene where he was giving his son a toy, and he was like, "Mom thinks you stole this," or something like that, and this and that. And so his mom, or his kid's mom, obviously thinks he's a scumbag. And it was great too at the end, like, they're saying like this guy foiled a terrorist plot against the United States, and he's being himself. It's not like he's like, well, actually, Larry, blah blah blah. He's being him, but it's like he did right. He did. And the whole point of the movie was that he's like, I hadn't done one damn thing right in my whole life. Can I just do one thing right? And he does, and it shines through. And his baby's mom and his kid are watching it, and it it's like, your dad did something right, and they're like, oh shit, like, my dad's pretty awesome.
Yeah, they're like, holy crap, that's Dad. Yeah. Oh yeah, and James says, hit that subscribe button, people. Hit the subscribe button, people. That's right.
Hit that fucking button. Hit it. Do it right now.
Yeah.
Hit the fucking button. Press it. Do the fucking button.
I love that movie. It's a fun movie.
Yes.
It's not rocket science. It's just a fun action movie. Things blow up, and you see somebody who's sweet be a total badass. And it was fun.
Yeah. What you want to happen happens. And it's fucking amazing when it does. It's just such a good movie. Like honestly, if you haven't seen it, because it was kind of a sleeper, they're a cult classic, whatever you want to call it, because they're expecting it to be a big hit, and a lot of things happened. I think Phil said earlier, Cutthroat Island happened before this and kind of killed a lot of people's careers, it's just so well made, so well done, so good, man. Like, just go check it out. Like, it's like $2 or $3 to rent. I don't know, like on Amazon, and it's gonna be worth every goddamn penny.
I think it's $2.99 or $3.99. Yeah, something like that.
Yeah,
super cheap. Yes, sir. And well, you ready to move on to the next one?
I am. Are you ready?
I'm born ready, dude. What is not being charged for on the other streaming services? Yeah, HBO Max. You can find The Bourne Identity. Excuse me, The Bourne Identity.
You're freaking
Ident-
Clink out. Stop it.
Identity. How do you know I'm
You're
freaking Clink out?
Because he said that earlier. You're freaking him out.
You said that in the comments?
Yeah. He said,
You're creeping me out
freaking
with
me
the
out.
way you keep saying identity. The Bourne Identity. Nope, identity. Bourne Identity. All right, there we go. We're done with that. Yeah, man. Matt Damon, baby. Ow! Great
Yep.
movie, man. Great movie. The story of Matt Damon's salvaged near death from in the ocean by, we already read this, by an Italian fishing boat. Man, this movie, when I saw this movie, it was a big surprise for me. I didn't know what it was. I saw Matt Damon, was like, hey, I like him from that other movie. And I just said, screw it, I'm going to go in and see this.
Mhm. And then decided for radio
And
silence.
then, yeah, and sorry, I keep getting a weird thing. I don't know if this is a monitoring thing or a, I don't know how we're
I'm not hearing it. If it's a tick, I'm not hearing it right now. But yeah, this movie came out, and
It's inhibiting my ability to even speak, so I'm going to have
Yes.
to do something about it right now.
so I had not.
You're not going to
See
notice
this-
this, but I will.
Phil says Cutthroat is
Yeah.
awesome too. Cutthroat versus Pirates of the Caribbean, the island versus the island with Michael Caine. The island with Michael Caine. The island's a little bit. That's a little bit different if it's the one I'm thinking of. But Cutthroat versus Pirates. Honestly, I've never seen Cutthroat. I mean,
I've never seen it either.
You know, like I know it was a bomb, but a lot of bombs don't. You know, that just means they didn't make their money. That doesn't mean they're not good
Yeah.
movies.
Yeah, there we go. I can tell you.
Way to break the fourth wall, Clint.
Yeah, I'm breaking it, dude.
Yeah,
I could.
high five for that. No, other way.
How
No,
about
other
that?
way.
There we go.
Wait, where am I going here?
That way. The other way.
There we go.
Face your hand the other direction. Other direction.
I can't do that.
The other way. There you go.
Like
Out.
this?
Out. No.
There.
Turn the other way. Now push out. No. Push out. There you go.
Can't-
Out. Push
That's
out.
not physically possible.
You gotta push out. Forward. There you go. Forward. There it
See?
is.
No
This is really
walls
bad.
broken. No walls broken.
Okay, back to Bourne.
Back to Bourne.
Dude, when I saw this movie, I didn't know what the hell I was going to see. I just said, hey, I like Matt Damon. I went in to see this movie, and it blew my freaking mind. There's only 2 times that this has happened with me, and it was one time was The Way of the Gun with Benicio del Toro and Ryan Philippe. Have you ever seen that movie?
I have not. Or
Prepare-
maybe I have, but I don't remember it. so
Prepare
this
to
is
wet yourself, dude. We're going to have to put that on with another one sometime soon.
Okay.
It's one of the best movies, action movies, especially to see as a surprise where you had no idea what you were walking into.
Okay.
And this was the same thing. And this movie starts with Matt Damon getting fished out of the ocean. He doesn't know what's going on. You don't know what's going on. You're like, okay, what the hell's going on? And then, you know, he wakes up. He kind of freaks out. They find bullets in his back. You're like, okay, what's going on? He doesn't know. You don't know either. They find this thing in him, and it's a little thing, and he hits the button, and it's a number on the wall. And he doesn't know what that is. Neither do you. And that's the charm of this movie is the whole movie. He's learning about himself as you learn about himself, and it's really cool. I like that format. I like for the viewer to discover at the same time it as the first person in this movie, or TV show. This is what we're doing with Moon Knight right now. He doesn't know what the hell's going on. He's got multiple personalities, and we're just kind of figuring it out with him, and it makes for a fun ride. But with Bourne Identity, it's like he's on this fishing boat. He's got this thing. He has a number. That's all he knows is the bank number. I guess he figured out it's a bank number, and he works with him for a little while, and then he's just like, okay, I got to turn you loose. Like they saved him, gave him clothes, and fed him for 2 weeks. Even gave him a wad of cash. It was like, good luck, man. You know. So he's just off into the world. He's in Europe, and he's off
Hopefully
into the
he
world.
paid those guys back. Like,
I'm sure he eventually went and found him. I'm sure. But it's wild. And then he's sleeping on a park bench, and they come and start messing with him, and you don't realize it's been kind of a slow pace this whole movie. And as soon as these cops start messing with him, and they like
No spoilers for Moon Knight, Phil. It's just we don't know what's going on. He doesn't know what's going on, and you kind of figure it out.
Yeah, we're not going to spoil in the middle. I'm trying to explain Born Identity right now. So as soon as these cops
Clink's throwing bottles around his room.
Identity. As soon as these guys are like, hey, and he's like, I don't have my papers, I lost them, and they're messing with him. As soon as they tap him with the nightstick, he all of a sudden, like his reflex makes him go, chunk, and they're like, hey, cut it out, and next thing you know, this like took me from, I got an adrenaline rush the first time I saw this. I had no idea it was coming, and I was sitting in my chair, just kind of slow but interesting. And then all of a sudden, he kicks everyone's ass. He like takes out these two cops in a second, and I was like, holy smoke! Sit up in your chair, time, because it's go time now. And you figure out like, this guy is a badass like I've never seen before. And there had been no Born Identity at the time. You know what I mean? Like, so all of a sudden, it's like you had movies and CIA operatives and things like that in movies, but it's like, oh yeah, she's awesome. She might catch a grenade and throw it back. But this guy just did some like kung fu on these guys. You know what I mean? Like that speed and badassery of kung fu. Yes, I said badassery. And then he gets to the consulate. He runs to the American consulate and to the bank. He gets his well, first he goes to the bank. He gets his he figures out he gets his money and stuff, and they call
safe deposit box or whatever.
Yeah, and they scan him in, and he goes in and gets the stuff. There's a gun there, and he doesn't take the gun, but he gets a bunch of cash and passports, and they call the authorities. It's like, hey, your guy's here. He came and picked up his box, And so now all of a sudden, people are after him, and he goes and starts noticing the cops coming after him. His description: he whooped two cops' asses in the park, so the cops are after him, and he notices, and you can see his strange behavior the whole time. He's like casing the joint everywhere he goes. He's aware of his surroundings at all times, and it adds, the way they shot it adds for real suspense, and you realize he's paying attention to all these things, and you're like, dude, this guy's a super badass. You could just tell. And then he runs into the American consulate. They come in after him. They're like, hey, freeze, get that guy with the bank bag. He kicks some more asses, runs up the stairs, rips a sign off the wall that has a map of the building because it's a fire exit sign, and very calmly is studying the thing. Okay, I know where to go now. Goes, and you're like, dude, this guy's, what did he pull that off for? And you're like, he just learned the layout of the building with the thing. You know what I mean? You're like, and next
That's
thing
a good point. I hadn't noticed that before. That's a very good plot point. That's good.
Yeah, he's walking and just like very casually, he punches the guy in the nuts on the stairs and then throws him down the stairs and then calmly goes back and grabs he's got a walkie-talkie. I'm going to need that. Puts that on, then walks up, goes around the corner, very calm, and then is like, just rips the fire map off the wall, learns the layout of the building, walks around, finds the escape, goes out the window, is hanging outside the window and is able to evade the police and everybody, and then scales like, I guess the opposite of scales down
parkours
is out of there, and you're like, wow, dude, this guy is super badass, and like I'd never seen anything like that before to that level. I'd seen plenty of 007 stuff, but this was like next level. Also, Winter Soldier, Manchurian Candidate. Please say identity. Identity.
No. Identity.
Okay, there you go. Identity.
The Born Identity.
The Born Identity.
I'm sure, I am positive is a porn spoof somewhere.
The
Born Identity exists. I guarantee it. And if not, let's get on that.
Yeah, let's get
Money
on
in the
that.
bank.
Starring,
Money in the bank.
Starring Curtis.
Starring Susie Superboobs and
So then he meets Franca Potente's character Marie, which the other thing about this movie that I love is it's in Europe, and I love Europe, and it's very European, and like Chris is losing his mind over here. To me, when I see these movies that are shot in Europe, it's like the city is a part of the cast. It's just important as the cast.
That's
you know
fair.
what I mean?
That's fair. I mean,
Like-
I've never been to Europe because I'm not some privileged white dude. You know,
Me neither.
I'm.
Uh,
yeah.
Burn.
But yeah,
Back off,
but,
Whitey. So,
but that's a very good point.
But
You know,
it's like-
that's true.
everything from like it's just the police are different in. The police didn't just start beating his ass over there. They asked him. No, I'm just kidding. No, it's like it's just a different vibe. Even the police sirens and the way these old cities are laid out and stuff. Like Paris,
Right.
and he meets Marie and ends up. I'm privileged to have you here every week, so I am
Yes.
privileged.
Thank
Yeah.
you, Mel.
And so he says, "Hey, I'll give you 20 grand, basically 10 grand to drive me to Paris." Is that where he's going? And then he's like, yeah. He's like, actually, okay, fine, I'll give you 20 grand, you know. And they jump in the car and they go, and it's like, it's just, it's really neat. Even later, they end up in a car chase, and it's just like the layout of these cities and stuff is part of what makes these look cool. And it's like that in Bond movies and a bunch of other stuff. The girl with the dragon tattoo and stuff. I love seeing these. Rome is another one. Amsterdam is another one, and Prague for sure is another one. And I love seeing like Bond movies, girl with the dragon tattoo movies, where they're having these car chases in these big foreign cities because they just look so cool. But yeah, this movie basically. He figures out he's a spy, and he's like, "What is all this stuff?" He's got passports and multiple passports, and he's going to get back to his apartment. So he pays Marie. She agrees. Doesn't trust him at first. They finally. One of my favorite things is there's a scene where they're sitting in a cafe and they're talking, and he's like, at this point he's basically confessed that he doesn't know who the hell he is or what's going on. But he's like, "Look, I know." He's like, "I know." That guy, is like 163 pounds. That guy is,
That's a cool scene, yeah.
that car over there, that truck probably has a gun in it. If I needed a gun, I could run at this altitude. I could run, half a mile without before my hands start shaking. It's all these different things that he knows,
Yeah,
and
like, there's 4 exits out of this building right now. Blah blah. Like
yeah, so he's casing the joint, and I was like, dude, that's awesome. Like I'd never heard anything like that. Now I see all kinds of people like, oh, I only sit with my back to the wall, facing the exit. I want to see who's coming in here, and I park backwards.
That's a Wyatt Earp thing. That's a Wyatt Earp
I
thing.
park backwards so that I can make a quick getaway if I need to get out of here, and like,
No, but it's been a couple weeks, but that's a Wyatt Earp thing. Wyatt Earp never sat with his back to the exit. He always
Billy the
would
Kid
face-
I heard too, used to do that. And the first time he didn't do that, he got killed. That's what someone said.
Maybe I'm mixing my shit up. So
Huh.
yeah, never mind. Way to shoot me down. I'm flying high, and then you just shoot me down. But
Yeah.
it's whatever.
Yeah. You were good,
ahead.
and
Go ahead,
then I just shot you down. You're like,
Take your
no,
guns to sound.
no.
No, what? I'm sorry.
You go
I'm
sit in the
sorry.
back
Take me
row
back.
where you belong.
Fine. Okay, whatever.
You sit in the third row, Curtis. So anyway,
Is the popcorn better up there?
yeah, it's way better, dude. Way better. We have caramel corn up here. All right, now you're huge.
Clink says we're both wrong.
I only do
Yeah,
that when I'm with
conversation. We had this conversation earlier. I told Clint, like, you're taller than me in real life. Just like let it go. Like, like he's already
Yeah.
taller.
Yeah, come
than me
on,
in real
man.
life. Let me have this. Let me be bigger.
Okay, you get to be bigger. So anyway, they get to his apartment, and he starts calling around, and he starts asking about, like, it's a hotel that answers, and he asks him about, hey, I was wondering if Jason Bourne's staying there. They're like, nope. All right, and then he looks at his other passport. What about so-and-so Kane, I think it was? And they're like, oh, yeah, hold on just a moment. And they get the manager, like, hey, I'm the manager. I regret to inform you your friend died. I was like, what? He realizes that Wild Bill, that's right, Wild Bill,
Wow, Bill.
dead man's hand. There you go. He figures out, like, dude, somebody staged my death because they said it was a car accident, and I didn't, and everyone knows that I got dumped into the ocean. So something's weird, and he starts putting the pieces together. They come after him. Next thing you know, there's a. I keep trying to adjust your height there. Next thing you know, there's hitmen come at him at all sides, and because Alexander, who's played by Chris Cooper, was like, I want them all, everybody after him, I want them dead, because that's what you do to hitmen that you've trained when you think they're dead and they're not. He basically saw the Long Kiss Goodnight and said that, you know what, I've seen Long Kiss Goodnight. When your guy goes missing and you think he's dead, you kill his ass. That's how you're supposed to do it. And then he asked Brian Cox, and he's like, I was in that movie. I know. Yes, that's what you do. And so they tried to do it, and they failed. Curtis has ADD, can't sit still.
I'm waiting. I'm waiting patiently is what I'm doing.
Yeah.
And I'm waiting patiently for the next Phil comment. I just can't.
That's right. So then what happens, Curtis? So after that happens, they have their badass car chase, and then they say, we have to ditch this car. I'm gonna wipe it down. You can never come back to this car again. The other thing, I'll hand you the mic after this, but the other favorite thing about that movie too is when he gets in the car and he very casually is noticing cops and different things around him, and he's like, hey, how does this car run? Huh? Yeah. Does it I noticed when we took off it was a little bit of washy on the left-hand side. She's like, well, it pulls to the right a little bit. He's like, okay. And then it's like he's asking because he knows he's about to get into a badass car chase, maybe the best car chase ever. And he asks her ahead of time very calmly, is everything running good? Anything I should know? E-brake work fine, everything, you know? And she's like, yeah, as far as I know. And then they end up in the most badass car chase where they end up driving downstairs, which is awesome. Well,
yeah.
Look out, we're going to go down a little bump down the stairs in a little Mini Cooper. Super awesome. Okay, you're it.
And so at this point they get away. They have to get out, and they cut each other's hair. He cuts the girl's hair, and then they're going. This was actually one of my, I don't know, favorite scenes, but I really like the scene. So he's like, okay. So they're sitting in the car, and then he's like, you're going to oh, did I miss this part?
Maybe.
Am I behind? But anyway, so one of my favorite scenes is he says he cuts the girl's hair, and they got to get out of there, and they're like, okay, you're gonna go in there, and you're gonna he's like, you're gonna see how many security there are, and you're gonna point out how many this and that there are, and then you're gonna see how many exits there are, and then you're gonna like blah blah blah. And then you're going to do all this stuff. And then you're going to, because we're going in for Michael Caine, Michael Caine's the dead guy. And he's like, you got to do all this stuff, blah, blah. And so she goes in there and she's looking around. She does this stuff. And then she just, like, it cuts and she comes back and he's like, what happened? Who was it? How many were there? How many security, this and that? And then she's like, well, here's Michael Caine's stuff. And he's like, what happened? He, like you didn't follow the plan. She's like, no, I just asked the guy. He was kind of hitting on me, so like I just asked him I told him I was Michael Caine's secretary, and he gave me this stuff. And it's like, yeah, you got a pretty girl, like, dude, like, just use what you got.
I got my own
like,
superpowers.
Yeah, exactly. Like, she's just like, I'm pretty, so shut up. Like it doesn't matter. Like, and the guy was like, sure. Oh, you're the secretary. Well, here you go. Here's all the stuff. They have to get out of there. They at this point, so they don't know where to go. Okay, did the guy already attack?
I
basically,
don't remember, but somewhere in there they sprinkled the information that there's a guy named Mombosi who is
Right.
an important guy, and basically the government tried to take him out, and they didn't succeed. And basically that's what Jason Bourne was doing, and he got shot, and he fell off their boat, and that's what happened. And they tried to plant another body in the morgue.
Right.
And so
Mombosi's like, that's not him.
yeah, he goes to identify him. He's like, that's not him. And like, damn it. Okay, great. And so I don't think.
And then the bodies keep disappearing because Michael Caine's brother is picking them up, and we don't know who that is. I assume it's the CIA.
Yeah.
But Mombosi saw the body, but Jason Bourne didn't see the body. He was like, "Who is this fucking Michael Caine?" He goes, "Yeah." They go to the morgue, and he's like, where, I want to see this body, and they're like, "Well, it's gone." Like, he's like, "What do you mean it's gone?" And they're like, "You're not supposed to be here. Get the hell out."
And then what happened?
And then so then they Jason Bourne's like, "Look, Maria, is it Maria,
Marie.
and
Identity.
identity." And he's like, "Look, this is my fuck up or whatever's going on in my life. I don't know, but like, just you got to get out of here, okay? You're a sweet lady. Like, thank you for helping me. Like, you got to go." And she's like, "No, I'm going to stick with you." So she gets I believe it's an ex-boyfriend, or something like that.
Yep. They go hide in the country because they have nowhere to go after the car chase.
And yeah, they go hide in the country. And then the ex-boyfriend decides to show up, and he's like, this lady, like, come on, like,
this girl's
lady's at my house.
yeah.
Like, and she's like, "I'm sorry, I was just gonna stay at your house for a day. Like, this is my new boyfriend ish, whatever." And like, he has his kids with him, and they have this dog. So things go fine, everything's okay. The next day, they wake up for breakfast, and the kids are looking for the dog. And Bourne's like, "Hey, is the dog normally like miss breakfast, or is this a normal thing?" And they're like, "No, he's ready for breakfast." And he was like, "Go get in the basement right now. You and your family, get the kids, go in the basement. Don't come out." And he knows what's about to go
Yeah.
down.
The professor got him.
Mm-hmm.
The
Then we get
professor
Clive Owen.
played by Clive Owen. That's right.
Clive Owen, who should be in so many more roles. I don't get it.
He
But
had a huge
whatever.
flare up for a while, but he kind of
did,
fell
yeah.
off the map. I don't know what happened.
He wasn't in a lot of good stuff after that, but like, just like, he's such a good actor. He should be in a lot more roles. And so he goes and finds him, and he thinks it's a bunch of guys. He thinks it's a team, of guys. And he goes and he takes out Clive Owen, and he's like, "Who's with you? Where are the other guys?" And he's like, "You know how it is with us. It's just me, And he says, I can't remember the name, Trendestine, or not. It's not clandestine. It's treadmill. Something. I don't know. Yeah. So the name of
Treadstone. It's Treadstone. Operation Treadstone. Yeah.
There you go. And he's like, "You know how it is with us. It's just one." And Matt Damon doesn't know, or doesn't remember. And bam, he kills that guy. Clive Owen's dead. But then
he starts getting a bunch of flashbacks, and he goes back to the headquarters, and he basically tells his bosses, "Okay, mofos, y'all want to die?" He goes in there, infiltrates them, and just says, "You guys are going to let me go, or I'm going to kill you. If I even think I see you, I'm going to kill your families and everything." And like, that guy is a badass. So they were like, "Oh no!" And he disappears, and he goes to a little Greek island and finds Marie, and she's renting scooters at the place. And I've been to a little island like that off the coast of Greece called Pados, and it's really cool. You can rent a little scooter and just scoot along. and it's a beautiful place to be in the Mediterranean Ocean. So I'd like to think that he's hanging out with her there now. But I know that's not true because I saw Born Identity 2 and 3 and Born Ultimatum.
Well,
And yeah,
good.
and Phil thinks what is this other movie? I think LKG could have been better than the Born. I don't know what the LKG
Yes.
is. What is LKG?
Long Kiss Goodnight. Long Kiss Goodnight.
Oh, if they had had a different director,
No, Phil is a beautiful genius. Phil, if they find a way to make out over the internet, I would make out with you right now. I'm just saying. He's a very smart man.
I think Long Kiss
Just
Goodnight
let's
was
talk about this.
okay. Let's talk about it. I think Long Kiss Goodnight is more comedy.
It is fair enough.
You know what it's like? It's like watching an episode of Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. instead of watching Falcon and Winter Soldier. Or not Falcon Winter Soldier, freaking Captain America Winter Soldier, or watching Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. It looks low budge and but it's got character,
It's 10 years later, dude. I mean, it's gonna look more low budge than 10 years later. The issue I have with it is so I have not seen the rest of the Bourne movies because honestly, I watched this one and the action sequences are fucking good. The action sequences are awesome.
It's only
But the
6
rest of
years.
the No, 2002 to 1993.
96 is when Long Kiss Goodnight came out.
96? Damn. Okay.
Yeah.
Fair enough. Okay, good point. But the action sequences in Bourne are good. Like they're awesome. The story's not bad either. But especially watching them back to back, like honestly, the reason I didn't watch the other Bournes, like the first one's kind of boring. Like if it's
Yeah.
not an action sequence, I was like,
I liked their
okay.
personalities. I thought that's what
They're
was cool
good
is
personalities, and
watching them.
I'm not arguing that, but
watching him banter back and forth, and she won't shut the hell up, and he's like, and she's
Yeah.
like, I'm sorry, I'm rambling, and he's like, no, please keep talking. I can't concentrate. I have a headache. I don't know who I am. Did y'all just make
Like-
out online? Yeah, I liked
little
I
bit.
liked their personalities throughout the
I
whole
do
thing.
like their personalities. I do like, and they're very real characters, and that's the thing too. Like that's in real life. That's probably how a spy drama would go. It probably would not go like Longest Goodnight, but I don't want to go watch. Like unless depending on what it is, necessarily real life. Like I'm not a spy, so I want the fantasy to a degree, and like it like watching them back to back, like that's the thing. Is it so? What was the time frame when Bourne fell off the ship, and then started? Then they were like, we got to kill this fucking guy off or whatever. Like
He was on the
maybe
ship
a
for
couple-
2 weeks.
2 weeks, 8 years. I can understand that. Like they're like, this lady's dead. Blah blah. We got to like, but 2 weeks is like.
Well,
we
they
can
thought
reprogram that,
they thought he died in action, and then he popped up on cameras in the at the American consulate.
But it's like the same movie, but just not as good. And maybe that's why.
I don't think
because
that's true.
I'd already seen Long Kiss Goodnight, and I was like, that's a fucking good movie. And I saw Bourne, and I'm not saying Bourne's a bad movie. It's not a bad movie. But like I honestly haven't seen the others because I was like, yeah, and everybody was on the Bourne
Yeah,
ship, and maybe I do need to see the others. Maybe
the
I
others
do.
are good,
Maybe
but the
that's
first
problem.
one is the best one.
Then that worries me a little bit because like it was kind of boring.
I didn't think so.
Like the action sequences.
Like I bought it. I bought that movie.
Amazing. I bought the trilogy and I watched the first one and then never watched the rest. I own the trilogy. It's in my house, but I've never seen the other ones.
You should go watch them. They're good.
But like the action sequences are very, very, very good. But like the rest of the movie is like, all right, they're driving around, okay. And then they fight somebody and it's like it's fucking badass. And it's like, all right, they're driving around some more, okay. And then he fights somebody and then Okay, they drive around some more. Like that's the movie.
Yeah,
Like,
that's exactly what Long Kiss Goodnight is, with a little bit of Samuel Jackson comedy
right,
sprinkled in.
but you got well, yeah, you got Sam Jackson in there. You got and here's the thing too. Like apparently, like researching it, like Long Kiss Goodnight, they think that one of the reasons it failed is because it didn't have a male lead, and they think that if we redid this, there's a whole thing where they're like, if we redid this with a male lead and did it with a male, then it would work and it would make a ton of money. You know what they did? They did it with fucking Bourne, and it was worse, but it made a ton of money. Like I don't like that.
Yeah, but they didn't.
Like
And Phil is saying
they did the
Bourne
same thing.
misses the mark on the comedy that Long Kiss Goodnight had. Bourne Identity wasn't a comedy. It wasn't supposed to be
No,
a
it
comedy.
wasn't.
It had
Yeah,
nothing to do with
but
comedy.
neither
This was
Long
a
Kiss
this
wasn't
was
a
a
comedy either. It was an action movie.
it was a comedy action movie. It was like Lethal Weapon with a bunch of
Yeah,
like
but
cheesy 80s lines sprinkled throughout. And it was hilarious. It was fun, but it was
yes.
but
What I'm saying is like
right.
it's the same movie. Okay? And but Long Kiss does it better because so they both die in the ocean and they both roll up on shore, or somebody picks them up. He picks them up on a boat. Okay, she rolls up on shore. But she builds a new life and he doesn't. Okay? And he has to figure out his new life, okay? But at the same time, they're both figuring out that they're spies and stuff like that. Hers is much more extended. Like she has no like she doesn't even like until Sam Jackson shows up, she doesn't have any ideation of the spy assassin killer stuff. Like she's not like a teacher that's like throwing pencils and stabbing papers in the board. That doesn't happen for 8
Yeah.
years like this
This
until
movie,
Sam Jackson.
it's a
Like
shocker because you got somebody who's a wholesome actress who we've never seen act like this, and you got her dropping F-bombs, and it's a shock factor. And she talks mean to her kid. Get up! Don't you skate over there and don't look back and all that. Like
best. That's the
yeah,
best part.
and
though,
like
when the kid's like, "Get up, mama! Life is pain. Get up, mama! Get up!" Like I was fucking crying like a baby.
Yeah.
I was like, "Oh yeah, that's right. I taught you something." That's what she realizes. I taught this child something. Like that's
as now later, it's like getting cheap shock value by having Gina Davis drop F-bombs. That's all it is like we're gonna shock the crowd by dropping a bunch of F-bombs, and it's gonna be Gina Davis saying fuck, and all of a sudden it's gonna be like and like it's gonna hit hard, and that's the trick that they ran into the ground the whole time. And then as far as Phil goes, it's not a comedy, but you gotta have fun making it. That's the dumbest thing I've heard all day. And I think that's where Bourne misses. That has nothing to do with an action comedy versus just an action movie. That's like two different genres of movie. It's like it's not comparing apples and oranges. It's comparing apples and oranges. It's not apples and apples. You got to have fun making it. They might have had a great time when they said cut. They might have all been smiling, and then they get serious because that's when the tape's
Fair enough,
rolling,
but-
because that's what the movie called for. Like, oh yeah, but you got to have
fair
fun
enough, but-
making that. That's not an accurate thing. Like, we don't know what kind of fun they were having. That might have been really fun. Like,
fair enough, but
Yeah.
but like
it's like if that's what the
I
script
would
calls
not
for.
call,
If it's a serious
like-
script, then it's a serious movie.
right.
And
You're
so,
right.
so you could say,
So-
hey,
that's what-
I was in the mood to watch
So-
comedies. I tend to gravitate towards comedies. But to say that it's a better movie than Bourne Identity is, I don't agree with that at all.
I'm saying so you don't have to agree, but I am saying that it is a better movie, and I'm saying that it's the same movie, and that like
But it's not.
because they were gonna cast they were thinking, you know what, we got to get rid of the female lead. They were gonna cast Stallone in it. If this had been a Stallone movie and he's saving his daughter, whatever's the same, like this is not a good movie. Like it's just, I mean, I love Stallone. Okay, I love Arnold. I love Stallone. Like I love action movies at that time, but it's just the same thing. Like that's not its own thing. And yes, you're right. Born Identity is like an action thriller. Okay,
Yes.
it's not like an action comedy. And I would call Long Kiss Goodnight a straight up action movie. I wouldn't call it an action comedy.
I would call it an action comedy.
Okay. There are very funny parts, but I would just call it straight up action because
You can't kill me, motherfucker! Yeah, it was. Dude, that was comedy. Every time he got blasted out the window, I would almost piss myself. That's some of the funniest shit I've ever seen. Holy, did you see that? Like every time you turn around, Sam Jackson is cracking you up, man. That's like some of the best comedic performances ever.
but that's just Sam Jackson. If you had somebody else doing that, like but that's what I mean. Like like somebody else delivering those lines isn't going to pull it off. So it's not necessarily the comedy; it's just the fucking.
Now Bobby's agreeing with Curtis. What what universe is this?
I'm just saying. Like, I'm not saying Bourne is a bad movie. I'm just saying that it came later.
It came later,
and I'm saying it because and I actually looked this up. So the Bourne books were written earlier. So maybe Shane Black ripped off the Bourne books and put a female lead in there and made it better. I'm just saying it's the same idea. But Long Kiss just did it so much better. And
she had 8 years.
It was much darker. Huh?
8 years to change into a new person. That's the thing. It's almost like a dual personality situation. You know what I mean? Like with her.
And now Moon Knight's ripping it off again. Moon Knight's ripping off Long Kiss Goodnight.
That's right. Those bastards.
No spoilers.
Yeah. That's exactly right. Those bastards. I'm gonna have to tag somebody.
But
and call them out. But you were saying.
No. I want to watch. I'm gonna go ahead and watch the other Bourne movies. Apparently, they're a very good trilogy. But that's the thing, is it the first one? Like I'd seen it. Like when I first watched Long Kiss Goodnight, like I said, I watched it in rental. I had seen Bourne. I don't know if I saw it in theaters or on DVD, but it was, like I said, the action sequences were very good, but it was like just kind of boring. And it was like a lot of action movies at the time. They're so worried about being slick and smooth and cool instead of like fucking action.
What movie are you talking about?
Bourne.
Wow. Okay, keep talking.
That it just didn't work for me. I don't like, it wasn't bad by any means, but it just like kind of boring. Like, when it wasn't the action,
Okay.
So
let's see what they say in the chat.
Were you ever bored in Long Kiss Goodnight?
I had to watch it in two parts.
Fair enough, but were you ever bored?
The first time I saw it, no. The second time I was unwrapping it in my mind, like I've already seen this. Okay, here's the corny bad guy. That was the other thing, is the bad guys, like I thought it was kind of weird. They had like the bad guys in this, and then you had like the government agents on the other. It was just like you had the other people that were in the program hunting him down, and then in this other show they were like cheesy bad guys. But
yeah. And that's what I mean. So Brian Cox plays the same role in Bourne and in Long Kiss Goodnight, Perkins could be the Chris Cooper character. I don't know, the guy he fights at the end, like, I'm not gonna do it anymore. That guy. That could be Perkins from Longest Goodnight. Like it's the same. Like you just don't have a Sam Jack actor, I guess. Marie
Marie, I
Marie
guess,
plays
would
the
be
Sam.
the.
I guess Sam Jack, but that doesn't mean you don't have that character.
She's
And
the
yes,
Sam.
she's the Sam, but nobody's Sam.
I know. She's Mitch. She's the Mitch.
Yes, very much so, Mitch. God, Mitch is so awesome.
And to be honest, I love both of these movies, so I'm just picking Born Identity just so we can argue about something. Hit that subscribe button. It's once again that time.
Like button.
It's the time in the stream where Small Screen reminds us to hit that fucking like button. That's right, you hit it. Yeah. Well then. I do love the idea that you don't know if they work for our government or are a shadow government or black ops or private. Always a great concept.
But that's the thing, is it like it is our government, our tax dollars pay for it, but so much of that stuff, like, we don't know. You don't like at the end of the year, you don't get, in some countries you get like, here's what your tax dollars went to, like a breakdown, like here it goes. But you don't get that. Like we just know our tax dollars go somewhere to the government, and like, they pay for something, and there's the whole thing, it was in the 90s, I guess. God, we're old. Where it was like they're like paying $400 for a toilet seat.
Oh yeah.
$600 for a hammer.
Yep.
And it's like, they're not doing that. That money's going somewhere else. Like they're buying a fucking $6 hammer, and that money's going somewhere else.
The guy in Long Kiss Goodnight was saying, yeah, it's paid for with your healthcare money, basically. He made a comment about that, but yeah.
Yeah. Well, I mean, that would be amazing if it was actually going to our healthcare.
So what?
I do remember that.
Yeah. What's a fantastic action movie that we should talk about next week?
So here's the deal. So we have, I've a couple people have told me they do want to see Armageddon versus Deep Impact.
Ooh, that's a good one.
A couple people have said that they do want to see The Raid versus
Dread.
And then Demolition Man versus Judge Dredd. Okay.
Let's
and then Bobby and I were talking tonight.
Mel, what's Premium Rush? Do you know Premium Rush? Never even heard that. I'm gonna look it up right now.
Premium Rush. I don't know.
Because I like Looper, so.
Yeah, Looper's good. I don't know what Premium Rush is. Is that the racing movie with Thor?
Oh, it's Joseph Gordon-Levitt's. Or Joseph Gordon, whatever his name.
Joseph Gordon-Levitt should be a fucking superhero. I was saying that. I was trying to get that across in Small Screen. Like, he should be. We were ready for him for Nightwing. We thought we were setting something up, and he should be a fucking superhero. Like, he should be in so much more movies.
I think I did see this. It's in Manhattan, a bike messenger picks up an envelope that attracts the interest of a dirty cop who pursues the cyclists throughout the city. And Looper?
Looper's great.
Looper is great.
It's probably my favorite film of that director, actually. Yeah, Phil, so we're talking about Phil asks, which Judge Dredd? So we're talking about Dredd, the movie.
The remake.
Not Judge Dredd. Yeah, Dredd versus The Raid. And then Judge Dredd, the Stallone movie, versus Demolition Man, the Stallone movie. And then Bobby and I were talking tonight, and we need to do a Mickey Rourke throwdown. and we were talking about Angel Heart versus the wrestler.
Angel Heart. What's
So-
that?
I haven't seen it in forever.
What is it?
Angel Heart. That's the one. That's the one where he's. Let me see. Where I just had it right here. There you go. Is the one I'm thinking of. Yeah.
Ooh, 12. Dude, 12 Monkeys versus Looper is a great idea.
12 Monkeys versus Looper.
Yeah, 12 Monkeys.
Oh, I kind of like that.
12 Monkeys is a crazy time travel movie that I haven't seen for a long time. Since it was
12 Monkeys is fucking amazing.
I haven't
That's
seen
one of
that
the
since
best
it came out. So, and they're both Bruce Willis movies.
movies. Yes. sir.
Dude, your glasses are doing that weird thing with your eyes again.
God damn it. Hold on.
Yeah, just
no,
tilt
it's
your
'cause I-
face. Just tilt your face down
well,
like that
'cause
the rest of the time.
No, it's because I clicked something else. Yeah, Angel Heart's like a psychological horror movie, and it's like I said, I haven't seen it forever. I remember it being really good against the wrestler, but and then we were just kind of like talking about Mickey Rourke movies in general. But
Where's the comments here?
Pitt was excellent, and 12 yes, and 12 Monkeys, yes, he absolutely was. Yeah, Brad Pitt was awesome in that. He kind of stole the show. Get out of my fucking chair! Get out of my chair!
Dude,
He's so
I don't
great,
even
man.
remember one thing about 12
Oh,
Monkeys
man.
at all. I don't remember anything.
Then you're a lucky fucking man. Like that's such a great movie. Like it's so good.
So we got those two. We've got Raid versus Dread. And then Deep Impact versus Armageddon. Which one do we want to do first?
That's what I'm saying. I don't know.
Guys in the chat, we got I'm gonna you can we got those three choices. Which ones do we want to do first? We got
so wait,
Raid,
what are the
Raid versus Dread,
Mhm.
Looper versus 12 Monkeys, and Armageddon versus Deep Impact.
Looper.
And then we can do Lionheart versus Dragonheart. Lionheart is Dennis Quaid and Sean Connery.
No,
that's
no,
Dragonheart.
Angel.
Yeah,
Angel. You're like
Helena Bonham Carter. All these great actors in Dragonheart versus a Lionheart, which is Jean-Claude Van Damme. We're not doing that.
And then Demolition Man versus Judge Dredd. Demolition Man versus Judge Dredd.
Let's see here.
Tell me something good.
Tell me. Yeah, man. Today was a fun stream.
Twas.
Live watching now.
Bobby says Armageddon and Deep Impact. I don't have to think about them, or I don't. Yeah, I don't have to think about them.
I don't know what to think about them.
I could see Demolition Man versus
There we
Creed.
go.
I don't have to think about them, or I don't. Yeah, I don't have to think about it.
I don't know
Like,
what to
honestly,
think
yeah.
about them.
What's happening? Okay. Phil says Demolition Man versus.
I fixed it. It was me.
Okay. Versus Creed. What? Phil, talk to me, man. Oh, Dredd. Oh, Judge Dredd. Yeah, versus Judge Dredd. Okay, but no match against the remake. No, we're putting the remake, Dredd against the Raid, and Demolition Man against Judge Dredd, because a lot of people confuse those movies, in their brain, and I am one of them. Um, Bobby says zone out time.
All right.
So,
I'm trying to ask my community, but it won't let me.
I'm trying to. Trying to ask my community, but it won't let me.
I'm learning this stuff.
Right. I'm with Phil. Like, I love the Stallone Judge Dredd. It's just not. It's not at all the comic book Dredd. It's a damn good movie. It's a fun movie. It's great, but it's not Judge Dredd, or it's not Dredd. Dredd is Dredd, very much so. But it came out like very close to the Raid, which was like, I mean, a different movie. It's not about Judge Dredd, but it's the same idea. Like, they're trapped in this facility, and they're just both damn very, very good movies, and like, kind of along the same lines. Like, Armageddon and Deep Impact, or what do we always say, Volcano in Dante's Peak, or something like that.
There, I put a poll in the. And 100% said yes
To
Wait.
what?
to Raid versus Dredd.
Whoa, how many votes is that? It might be one vote.
That was just one vote.
Okay.
Of course, we could do.
Bobby says don't care.
All right, deep.
Bobby, we're gonna do the Mickey Rourke one. Like, we're doing it. It's coming. I don't know if we're gonna
Is
do it next
one where
week,
he's
but we're doing it.
one where he's a wrestler and one where he's a country singer?
No. It's a psychological thriller. Like, he's like chasing down a serial killer.
Oh, I haven't seen that.
Yeah.
There's one where.
Oh yeah. If you haven't seen The Raid, Phil, it's fucking awesome. It's a Japanese or Korean film. You can get it subbed or dubbed, and it's it's fucking awesome.
What's
Just,
the Jeff?
Press play, and it's action, like, for 2 hours.
What's the Jeff Bridges movie where he becomes a singer? Where he's a singer?
Where he's a country music singer?
Yeah. I think it's when he started talking like this. I'm Jeff Bridges. That's a great movie too. Crazy Heart. We could do Crazy Heart versus Dragon Heart versus Lion Heart.
Crazy Heart. Okay.
We could do Van Damme in Lionheart versus Jeff Bridges and Crazy Heart. And then there's another movie about another country singer that Ethan Hawke sings in. That could be good.
Yeah.
Too.
So no spoilers, but when I saw the previews for Moon Knight, and I saw Ethan Hawke. I was like, look at this fucking guy. Like, this is fucking ridiculous. Like, he is so goddamn creepy in that show.
Why
Like,
did
when I
what?
saw the previews, I was like I like Ethan Hawke,
Why
but
did
I
you
was
say?
like,
Were you like, why is he in this?
no, I wasn't like, why is he in this? Because he's Ethan Hawke. He's a good actor. But like, he looks so stupid to me, like with his hair and stuff. Like, I was like, this is not.
Is it
It
because
doesn't fit.
he's a fresh-faced white guy like Tom Cruise, and you're like, I hate these
Maybe.
delicate, gentle-looking men. I want some rugged men. Not
No,
these
but just like
not these pretty boys. These pretty boys like Tom Cruise and
just he
Ethan
didn't
Hawke.
He didn't look scary. He didn't look up. Like the whole theme is going for scary, and it's not. Just spoiler alert, it's not really scary yet. They were like, this is Marvel's horror. It's not really, okay, but it's damn good. But he didn't like, but he's creepy as hell.
Dude, he's
Like,
super
when he
creepy.
plays a character, he plays that character so damn well. Like, he proved me wrong. Like, I was like, what the fuck? What are you doing, Ethan Hawke? Like, come on, you ain't got nothing to do. Like, you bored or something? Like, and just the way his hair looked and like everything, like in the trailers, I was like, he's not, like, I don't know, he wasn't, intimidating, and you see Moon Knight beating the shit out of a monster and stuff, and like, it didn't do it for me. And then like, but he pulls it off. Like, he's awesome.
He's super awesome. Jonas Ramos. Hi, I am Filipino. Nice to meet you.
Welcome, Jonas Ramos.
Yes, you just. Are you tuning in from the Philippines? Are you a American Filipino? Or are you like from the Philippines? Are you? What time is it over there? And are you tuning in from far away? Because if so, it's great to see you. If you're not, it's still great to see you. Yeah, everybody say hi to our new friend Jonas.
Aloha, Jonas.
Oh, that's Hawaiian, dude.
I'm wearing a Hawaiian shirt.
Just kidding.
I always say hello, aloha.
I always say hi. Welcome, Jonas. Hi, Jonas. See, everybody in the chat is saying hello to you, Jonas. Welcome. Good to have you, man. Oh boy, yeah. You missed some craziness. We've been talking about Born Identity and Long Kiss Goodnight. I was explaining to them why as a serious action movie, Born Identity stands tall and is really good. It's one of my favorites.
You're right. As a serious action movie, it does stand tall.
Solid. As a comedy, it falls flat, dude. It's a terrible comedy.
As a better movie,
son of a bitch.
Long Kiss Goodnight.
Son of a bitch.
Long Kiss Goodnight stands taller.
Bullshit. Agree to disagree. Two great movies, man. If you gotta,
they're two very good movies.
Really good. If you have to have a versus on two movies and you gotta watch two movies, you're in pretty good shape. If the two movies are Long Kiss Goodnight and Born Identity, it's like, man.
Look, if Clint and I are fighting, they're both fucking good movies.
Yeah.
Like, when me and Clint are agreeing, like, it's like, okay, one of these is shit.
One of these is trash.
Yeah. Like, when Clint and I are fighting, like, they're both pretty damn good movies, and go watch them. Like, but yeah, whenever we're like, well, this, like, just stay away.
Jonas wants to know where we're from. I'm coming to you from Austin, and Curtis is hitting you from Houston.
That's right.
And we
Texas.
That's right. So we're both Texasing it up. That's what we're doing.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Are you? Did Jones tell us? Are you in the Philippines, or are you from the Philippines?
Hi. Are you speak tag along? Tagalog?
We do not speak Tagalog. No,
What,
that's the Philippine language.
oh, cool.
Yeah, it's a mix of Spanish and their native language. We do not. Sorry. Are you in the Philippines right now? Because we know Edwin. Is Edwin in the Philippines? No, the movie we agree on is the good one. Or both of them are good at this point. Oh wait, oh that's Phil. Oh wait, Phil, what are you doing? Why are you confusing me?
Yeah. Jonas Ramos says yes.
Okay.
Yeah, man. Well, thanks for tuning in, man. We're here at the same time every Friday. So, cruising. This show's called Versus, and what we do is we talk about two movies, and then we compare them. And sometimes we decide if you have a situation like where Born Identity is better than Long Kiss Goodnight, we might come to an agreement on that, you know. And then
That'll never be
or
that'll never be the situation. However,
However, we discuss the movies, and you got to pick a winner. Sometimes you pick two winners because sometimes we're not comparing apples and oranges. Sometimes we're comparing apples and bananas, and
sometimes we're comparing an orange that copied an apple and didn't do it as well.
Yeah. Okay. But yeah, we try to have fun here every week. So we hope to see you next week. And if I could learn some Tagalog, that would be awesome.
That would be amazing. Yeah.
Yeah. So what we got going on here?
So, do you want to decide what we're gonna do next week so we can get the viewers to watch it?
Well,
again?
let's see.
You want to do Raid versus Dread because that's got 100%.
Yeah, let's do that. Raid versus Dread, and then the following week,
right.
we'll just worry about this week for right now. We'll figure out next week what we're gonna do. So the Raid versus Dread. You got it.
The Raid versus Dread. It is time.
At some point, one of these Fridays, I think I have a concert I'm gonna be going to. But I'm not sure on the date, so I'll have to figure that one out.
Okay.
I think it's later this month, but I'll find out way before. I'll know by next week. But I was just remembering that I was thinking about we're thinking about Fridays. I speak Ilocano. I don't know what that is.
Speak Spanish, Clint.
No.
In Philippines. Okay.
Hola, Jonas. ¿Cómo amaneciste?
I see where Raid is streaming. Let's see where Raid is streaming.
Yeah, you guys watch it too. The Raid?
Yeah. It was on Amazon. You might have to rent it. Let's see, but it's I mean definitely worth it. I own the DVD, so
It's quality, basically.
Let's see if it's streaming anywhere. You can rent it on Amazon, of course. Let's see, HBO Max.
It's just so you know, it's quality. Yes, sir.
Stop it. Come on. All right.
Okay. Taga Sanpuka.
Okay, it is the Raid. Oh, is it the second one or the first one? Shit. Oh.
Yeah, Phil doesn't know if he can afford $2.99.
Well, the one of them streaming on HBO Max.
Which one's that?
I'm trying to see if it's the first one or the second one. I can't remember. I just because they're the naming wise.
Yeah, the Raid. Is this a 2011 film?
2011. Yeah,
Is it Redemption? The Raid Redemption?
that's what I'm wondering. I can't remember. I don't remember the subtitle.
Rookie member of an elite team of commandos, Rama, is instructed to hang back while his comrades in arms go ahead with their mission to take down a brutal crime lord called Tama. However, the team's cover is blown, and Tama offers sanctuary to every criminal in his high-rise apartment block in exchange for the cops' heads. That's it, right?
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
So it
Now
says
Rama
the
must
name of the film was changed to The Raid Redemption in the United States. So yes.
now
So
Rama
it's
must
streaming
take
on
command.
HBO.
Yeah, must take command and lead his remaining team on an ultra-violent charge through the building to complete and survive the mission.
Yes. Okay. So yeah, that's it. That's The Raid. It's on HBO Max. It's fucking awesome.
Yeah, it is a fun movie for sure. Hell yeah. And it's also on Hulu, apparently.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, Hulu, if you have premium subscription, it's there too.
And Dread. I don't. Let's see.
I'll tell you.
It must be-
Dread, starring Carl Urban and
That was
Olivia Thirby. What else is she in? She looks familiar. You can watch that now on Amazon Prime. Yep, and the Sling, if you have a premium subscription, Roku channel. So there you go. I'm gonna watch it on Amazon Prime.
Yep.
Makes it seem like it's free. I don't know. So yeah, that'll be exciting.
Yeah. Those are two very good movies if you haven't seen them. They're kind of under the radar. Well, one of them's foreign, so it's very under the radar. And Dread, like, didn't really hit with a lot of people, but it's such a damn good movie. They're both graphic, violent movies, but very good graphic violent movies. There's plenty of movies that show graphic violence, and it doesn't mean anything. They're just doing it for shock value. I don't think that's the case with these two. Well, to a degree, of course, but they're very good movies. So,
I figured out where this girl, the other judge, she was in The Last Man on Earth, Last Man Standing, whatever that series was, that was based on a graphic novel. Why the Last Man?
Why the Last Man?
Yeah. She was the sister.
So I realized how you were stealing my jokes.
When was that? I don't steal jokes. Are you talking about Better Than Ezra?
Yeah. So I'm watching it. I watch it on my TV, but I chat on my phone, and there's like a delay of like, I don't know how long on my phone. Or no. So the delay is on the TV. So when I chat, I'm already behind the curve.
Yeah. So by the time I say Better Than Ezra, you thought you said it first.
No, I've chatted it, and then I see it on the TV, and I'm like, that son of a bitch. But at the same time, great minds think alike. So
that's
cheers,
right.
brother.
Except in the case of Born Identity versus Long Kiss Goodnight, except in that case. But other than that, great minds think alike.
Yeah.
Yes. So
fair enough.
We're going to have to agree to disagree.
But see them both. They're both very good movies.
That's right. Clint versus Curtis right there.
Bam, bam, bam.
Yeah. So, all right. I wish they could do one more with what was the other thing you were talking about that you're like, "Hey, we should talk about this," and I don't remember what it was.
Well, we don't have enough Snyder fans to piss off, so I don't know if it's worth it.
I don't remember
what saying how.
What were you?
It was how the I had read an article that was saying how the Snyderverse Superman could defeat the Marvel Universe Thor easily. And
And you
so
said no.
I'm a Marvel guy. Thor is my favorite superhero. But I've got a Thor tattoo all the way up here. Uh,
Thanks, Mel.
he's my favorite. He's my favorite Marvel superhero. Like to me, it's not gonna happen to me. Like Superman is gonna get his ass whooped. Period. Like just that's what it's gonna be for me. So I'm biased, but like they have logical breakdowns of it, and they still determine that
Henry
the
Cavill's Superman would win.
Henry Cavill would win. Okay. So, let me pull that shit up. Okay, we're gonna talk about this.
You
So,
don't really see Thor put off any impressive feats of strength though in like any of the Marvel movies. You know what I mean?
He beat the Hulk. He beat Hulk.
Yeah, Hulk
How did
couldn't
Superman
even
die?
Hulk,
How did Superman die? How did
Hulk,
Superman die?
Hulk couldn't even beat Thanos. Hulk
We ain't talking about Thanos.
yeah,
Thanos
Hulk.
would treat Superman like a little bitch. How did Superman die? Superman. How did he die? He was beaten to death. That's how. He was just beaten to death. Okay. And guess what? The Hulk could just beat him to death. Like if Doomsday can beat him to death, then the Hulk can beat him to death.
I don't think so.
What are you talking about? Doomsday is just Doomsday. The madder the Hulk gets, the stronger he gets. Therefore, he's going to just beat you to death.
Yeah, but that never happens in the movies.
Well, didn't Doomsday kill Superman in the movie? Or kill?
Yeah, I'm talking about the Hulk. The Hulk never gets mad. He just kind of like bumbles around, doesn't do much in the MCU. Hulk's not that tough.
Okay.
He's
Good
for real in
point.
the MCU. Hulk's
Fair
not that tough, dude. Like,
you're good point. Good point.
They made him pretty weak. Like, it's hilarious.
They did.
Yeah, and
You're right.
I think it's a crime because in reality, I think Hulk could have probably beat up Thanos. Like, you know what I mean? If he got pissed enough.
But Thanos had the Power Stones. Hulk could not beat Thanos with the Power Stone, even in the comics. Like and they didn't point that out. But like with the Power Stone, you can't be more powerful because it's the fucking power. It's the Power Stone. But so they were like saying, well, Superman gets his power from the sun. God, I want to pull this article up.
I'm laughing. I started to think that Jonas was a bot because I kept getting high, and then I got. Which Jonas, I'm happy to have you here. I'm not being mean. I'm just reading your comments. I got hi, and then I got you are twins.
Or no.
Me and Curtis are not twins. We're both bakers, though.
Wait. Are we twins?
Yeah. And then Mag replying Naaman Kayo. I don't know what that means. And then Jonas goes on to say, I hate China. Which was random.
Fair enough.
Phil says, look, challenge Superman to a beer drinking contest with green beer, except Superman is green because it's kryptonite beer. I think.
Snap. See, there you go. Superman's dead. Done. He just killed Superman.
Both sexy Texas mofos. Mel, you're the best. Yeah, I don't know who would win. But I think in the comics, I don't know.
Well, so here's the deal. So in the comics, Thor has magic. Okay, and we all know Superman's vulnerable with magic. In the we're dorking out here. Our sexy meter is going to go down
I'm laughing that
significantly.
Curtis is right. Phil is a fucking genius.
Well, but so in the comics, Thor has magic. Superman is vulnerable to magic. Hands down, Thor wins. Now, that's not how it happened in the comics. Okay, Superman is fucking Superman, so he's always going to win. He's like the LeBron James of basketball. Okay, well, he's going to get all the calls and whatever. Anyway, now, but in the MCU and the DCU, fair enough. Okay. But they were like saying, well, Superman could fly around and hit him with his laser eyes and this and that and blah, blah, blah. In the fucking Marvel universe, Thor took on the brunt of a sun to create Stormbreaker. A whole sun just bombarded him and beat him to death. And where does Superman get his power? From the fucking sun. So Thor can take on a whole sun to create Stormbreaker, and yet Superman's going to beat him up because he gets his powers from the sun. Like, doesn't make any sense. Like, no. Thor's going to win. Thor is going to beat Superman's ass.
No way, dude.
Yes.
The sun activates his biology, makes him strong.
Yeah.
Doesn't
and
matter
Thor
that he
already
flew into the
fought
sun.
off a whole sun.
It doesn't matter.
Yeah,
The
sun activates Superman's biology, but Thor fought off a whole sun.
That's like saying I could drink a glass of gasoline. And I'd be like, I could use gasoline to power my car to run over you. Those two things have nothing to do with each other.
No.
Yeah.
No. Like, so that's like saying, well, you're stupid. So shut up. Like what? No, but like, how is Superman going to hurt him with sun powers whenever he just fought a whole sun? He just absorbed the power of a whole sun.
The sun doesn't have muscles.
No, it doesn't. But
Yes.
then where does Superman get his power from?
Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. He's super strong. Just because the sun makes him strong. That's like saying, that's
Thor's
like
not super strong. Thor's super strong.
That's like
He
saying
might not be as strong as Superman, but
that's like saying I'm allergic to oleanders, and then but you could weave a rope out of oleanders and like hang me with it or something. You know what I mean? That's like there's two different things. Just because the sun powers him doesn't mean anything. That's like saying you can't. Well, you know, if you're saying you can't electrocute Thor because he's the god of lightning, that's a good argument. You could say that he can control lightning.
Yeah,
that's something. But Superman's fuel source has nothing to do with what Thor could take.
Wait. So you just said you can't electrocute Thor because he's the god of lightning.
Yeah, but that's okay because Superman doesn't have electricity powers. So that if we were talking about static shock, that would be a different story. Or black lightning.
If your power is using the power of the sun against me,
but he doesn't use. He doesn't project heat. He doesn't project heat. Except for his heat vision, but I'm like he can rip Thor's arms off.
He could try.
He could beat him. He could beat him into a pancake, dude. He's super duper strong.
Thor is Thor,
and Superman's as strong as the Incredible Hulk. He's a super strong.
No, he's not. No, nobody's as strong as Hulk is as strong as there is. Come on.
I don't know, dude.
We don't know. We all know that because the stronger he gets,
have you seen that video of? There's like a video on YouTube of them fighting. It's pretty fun.
I've seen a bunch of videos yeah, Superman can fly and do all that. Like Superman's basically God. Like,
can you electrocute Superman? I don't think it does anything.
Shazam did. Yes, and Kingdom Come, Shazam did. Shazam whooped his ass with lightning.
But he used magic.
Thor is magic.
Eh.
That's what I'm saying. Like Thor would just demolish Superman. Now we're mixing comics and MCU like that. But the whole point is like
and who
in the
and
MCU.
actually the real answer to this question is who gives a shit. That's the real answer.
I give a shit because Thor is Marvel Superman. Like as much as they're like, oh, so and so, blah blah blah. Like Thor is Marvel Superman. Like Thor is the go-to guy. Like, and he's always has been. That's why he's my favorite character.
I
Like,
thought Captain Marvel was Captain Marvel was Marvel's Superman.
maybe recently, but
Somebody from space who can.
Whatever.
Somebody
Like
from
Thor
space was really strong.
Like Thor is Marvel Superman. He always has been. Like he's the go-to guy. He's the big bad, the big good. Not the big bad, the big good. Like he's always been like that. So you got Captain America. He's the leader. You got in the original Avengers, you got Iron Man. He's the tech guy. And he does the robots and all that shit like that. You got Ant-Man was one of the original Avengers, and he does tech stuff and animal stuff. Who else? Anyway, but Thor's like the Superman of the Avengers. Like, you think Justice League, like Thor is like he's that guy. Like,
who would win?
Brightburn. Have you seen Brightburn?
No, actually, I haven't seen that movie. I heard it's good.
It's basically like, what if it's Superman? It's Brightburn is the story of Superman, but what if you had to deal with him as a child? Like you find this kid and you have to deal with him, and it doesn't turn out great. Like it's a good movie. I think it's a James Gunn movie. I think you wrote it.
Who would win,
Brightburn?
The Atom or Iron Man?
The Atom.
It's DC's version of a guy with a powerful suit.
Yeah.
Iron Man would whoop his ass.
Yeah, Iron Man would. I'm a Marvel guy.
I'm looking at.
So
it's produced by James Gunn. It's produced by James Gunn. It's directed by David Yorovesky.
Who's it written by? It's a very good movie. I mean, definitely watch it.
It's written by Brian Gunn and Mark Gunn, which I'm thinking are his brothers.
I assume so.
Yeah.
But it like, what if Superman? Like, what if you had to raise Superman? Like, and it turns out bad, because they hit puberty, and then everything goes to shit.
Yeah, and his I want to see this. Elizabeth Banks is in it.
It's a great movie. Yes.
Jennifer Holland, who's James Gunn's wife, who's in the John Cena show. I can't think right now.
Peacemaker.
That's right.
Yeah.
Hell yeah, man. Well, cool. Well, dude, I think we've debated it up, and we know what we're going to watch next week. We're going to do the Raid versus Dread. Get
ready.
Get ready. So I want to thank everybody in the chat for hanging out. We're not doing a 6-hour stream tonight, but we enjoy hanging out with you, and we hope we see you next week. And holy smokes, man, have a fantastic week. And I'm going to take my ass to bed. I'm going to take some muscle relaxers and crash the hell out. I'm having sharp pains in my lower back. So I've been sitting in this chair for hours. So I need to.
I'm sorry, man.
It's all good, dude. I'm having fun, or I wouldn't be sitting here. But I was starting to get some sharp pains. That's what happens when you lose the debate. I got too many people saying "Long Kiss Goodnight." Beat Born Identity.
Yeah.
I'm hurt. I am hurt.
Once he starts losing, he's gonna be like, "Oh, my back's hurting, guys. Oh,
Yeah,
my
I'm
back's hurting."
I'm like, man, F you guys, I'm going home. So I'm just kidding. No, I feel like most of the time when we're comparing, but just to make the list, you got to be a quality movie, or we wouldn't even
Right,
even be
exactly.
talking about it in the first place. So it's a matter of taste at that point. And when you watch the movies that we watch before we do these streams, everyone's a winner. So like,
Yeah.
we hope you enjoy all the movies, and we hope you guys go watch The Raid and Dread this week, and then next week we can all talk about it. And if we screw up, we start missing some stuff, you could be like, hey, what about the blah blah blah? We can
Yeah,
talk about it.
hell yeah.
It's a lot more fun when it's interactive with you guys. So hell yeah. Before I go and abandon Curtis, I wanted to do, I don't know if you heard, but we got this song.
Who's gonna be in Doctor Strange 2? Who's gonna be in Doctor Strange 2?
Loki, Sylvie, Ant-Man, Wong, Myrtle, Charles Xavier, Miss Marvel, Bruce Campbell, Wolverine, Reed, Richard, Black Belt, Hulk, Thor, Iron Lad, Namor, Tom Cruise, Iron Man, Scarlet Witch, and Spider-Man, Daredevil, Nick Fury, Punisher, She-Hulk, Jessica Jones, Hawkeye, Hank Pym, Moon Knight.
Who's gonna be in Doctor Strange 2? Who's gonna be in Doctor Strange 2? Who's gonna be in Doctor Strange 2? Who's gonna be in Doctor Strange 2?
Carol Danvers, War Machine, Domino, Charlie Sheen, Black Widow, Wasp, Blade, Captain Britain, Beta Ray, Ultronix 23, Adam Warlock, Shang-Chi, Black Knight, Spectrum, Biz, Watcher, America Chavez, Darcy, Shuri, Peggy Carter, Kang the Conqueror, and Ralph Boner.
Who's gonna be in Doctor Strange 2? Who's gonna be in Doctor Strange 2? Who's gonna be in Doctor Strange 2? Who's gonna be in Doctor Strange 2?
So I got this theory. What if it's like the Mandela effect, where the universe got broken and it merged with another universe? So instead of pulling people out of another universe into our universe like the X-Men, maybe we all join into one universe. And like, maybe there's a Shazam movie. No, Shazam's DC, man. You know who's not gonna be in this movie?
Mephisto, 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 because they can't have demons in China. Who's gonna be in Doctor Strange 2? Who's gonna be in Doctor Strange 2? Who's gonna be in Doctor Strange 2? Who's gonna be in Doctor Strange 2?
Woo, that was a good time. Guys, thanks for watching. Man, make sure you hit the subscribe button. Tell your friends about us. That's right. What is this beautiful thing here? Yeah, if you want to help us out, share this on your social media. Tell your friends to join us. And as always, man, we're going to see you next week. So thank you guys. Curtis, I hope you have a good week, amigo.
I love you, brother. I love you all. Have a wonderful week. Raid versus Dread.
Red.
Get ready.
Next week, Raid versus Dread. Be there.
Boom, boom, boom.